Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि
The beginning of a new chapter, a trend-setting journey of growth. Marking 9 years of fast-paced development and economic transformation for India. Namaskar viewers, hello and welcome to this special broadcast on Sansad TV. I am Teena Jha. The central government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has completed 9 years in office. An eventful period that has seen a paradigm shift towards people-centric governance. Inspired by the motto Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas, the government has brought about structural transformations in every sector of the society, with the result that India today is acknowledged as one of the strongest and the most resilient economies in the world. In this broadcast, we trace the journey that began in 2014 and how the last 9 years have redefined the growth story of the world's largest democracy, bringing about meaningful change in people's lives. From a GDP of $2 trillion in 2014 and a per capita income of $1,573, under Prime Minister Modi's stewardship, India's GDP has grown to $3.73 trillion. Per capita income has risen to $2,601. The country has catapulted from 10th position to the 5th largest economy. In terms of purchasing power parity, India is today the 3rd largest economy. Only the US and China are ranked higher.
आज भारत G20 देशों के समूह में फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी है। स्मार्टफोन डेटा कंज्यूमर के मामले में भारत पहले नंबर पे है। इंटरनेट यूजर्स की संख्या को देखें तो भारत दुनिया में दूसरे नंबर पर है। ग्लोबल रिटेल इंडेक्स में भी भारत दुनिया में दूसरे नंबर पर है। दुनिया का तीसरा सबसे बड़ा स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम भारत में है।
The worst pandemic in a century brought formidable challenges in its way. But India's status as the fastest growing large economy remained steadfast. It stood as the beacon of resilience in the midst of a global downturn. This remarkable story of transformation has changed the global perception of India. The world applauded Prime Minister Modi's dynamic leadership and transformative vision. Forging friendships and partnerships, Prime Minister Modi has travelled the globe.
Namaste, Australia.
Enhancing India's position among world leaders with his policies and commitments.
I said to my friend, the Prime Minister, before the last time I saw someone on the stage here was Bruce Springsteen, and he didn't get the welcome that Prime Minister Modi has got. Prime Minister Modi is the boss.
on his efforts to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict. World leaders praised Prime Minister Modi's statement that this is not an era of war. As president of the G20, India has prioritized inclusivity and sustainability. In a globe that is facing multiple challenges and tensions, India has pitched for a fair and equitable world through its theme Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, One Earth, One Family, One Future.
वैश्विक विकास महिलाओं की भागीदारी के बिना संभव नहीं है। हमें अपने G20 एजेंडा में वुमेन लेड डेवलपमेंट पर प्राथमिकता बनाए रखनी होगी। बिना शांति और सुरक्षा हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियां आर्थिक वृद्धि या टेक्नोलॉजिकल इनोवेशन का लाभ नहीं ले पाएगी। G20 को शांति और सौहार्द के पक्ष में एक दृढ़ संदेश देना होगा।
Bringing about equality, providing social justice and equal opportunities to citizens has been the central pillar of Modi government's policy making. During its 9-year tenure, the government has introduced several path-breaking welfare schemes and initiatives aimed at social inclusion, poverty reduction and ease of living. The Modi government has aimed for inclusive growth with pro-poor, pro-farmer and pro-women schemes that have elevated living standards for millions of Indians.
बच्चे घर में होते हैं और इसलिए उनको भी धुएं में ही गुजारा करना पड़ता है। मैंने तो ये सारी हाल बचपन में मैं जी चुका हूं, अनुभव करके आया हूं, उस पीड़ा को जी करके आया हूं।
The Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana has benefited over 10 crore women, bringing a sea change in their lives by offering them a smokeless and healthy lifestyle while also empowering them financially.
पीएम आवास योजना के तहत गरीब परिवारों की जिंदगी का सबसे बड़ा सपना पूरा कर पाई।
The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana has seen the government build over 4 crore houses for the rural and urban poor.
स्वच्छ भारत के लिए हमारा सफर निरंतर जारी है। अभी हमने शौचालयों का निर्माण किया है। शौचालय के उपयोग की आदत की तरफ लोगों को प्रोत्साहित किया है। अब हमें देश के एक बड़े वर्ग के व्यवहार में आए इस परिवर्तन को स्थायी बनाना।
The Swachh Bharat mission facilitated 11 crore toilets that have benefited rural households and prevented them from falling prey to diseases caused by unhygienic conditions.
जल जीवन मिशन गांव और गरीब के घर तक पानी पहुंचाने का तो अभियान है ही। ये एक प्रकार से ग्राम स्वराज को, गांव के सशक्तिकरण को, उसके लिए भी एक नई ऊर्जा, नई ताकत, नई बुलंदी देने वाला अभियान है।
Nal Se Jal scheme has ensured clean drinking water to millions of households across the country.
पिछले 9 वर्षों में पहली बार देश के गरीब से गरीब को भी एहसास हुआ है कि देश के अस्पताल उसके लिए भी आसानी से उपलब्ध है और इसमें एक बड़ी भूमिका आयुष्मान भारत योजना ने निभाई है।
Free treatment of up to 5 lakh rupees for 50 crore people under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, a national public health insurance scheme of the government, provides free access to health insurance coverage for low-income groups. Another public welfare scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, launched during the first wave of the COVID pandemic, provided over 80 crore people free food grains, promoting food security to millions of people. The scheme was extended during the second COVID-19 wave in the country.
मकसद एक ही है, कोई भारत का मेरा भाई बहन, मेरा कोई भारतवासी भूखा न रहे।
Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana have been providing insurance cover to ordinary Indians since 2015. To foster gender inclusivity, the government has pushed for better policies to empower women and bridge gender gaps. In 2015, Prime Minister Modi launched the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao initiative to usher in a transformational shift in the way our society looks at the girl child. With the idea ensuring protection, survival and education of the girl child, the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme improved sex ratio across districts and enrollment of girls in secondary schools.
21वीं सदी के भारत के तेज विकास के लिए महिलाओं का तेज विकास, उनका सशक्तिकरण उतना ही जरूरी है। आज भारत महिलाओं की आवश्यकताओं, उनकी आकांक्षाओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए योजनाएं बना रहा है, निर्णय ले रहा है।
New India's growth story has emphasized a rapid shift from women's development to women-led development. A key focus in this has been on building capacities in terms of nutrition, health, education and economic empowerment. In 2017, the government launched the Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, a direct benefit transfer for pregnant women and lactating mothers to meet enhanced nutritional needs and to partially compensate for wage loss. In order to maximize access to education for girls, Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalayas have been opened in educationally backward blocks. To empower rural women with opportunities for skill development and employment, Mahila Shakti Kendras have been deployed. Mahila police volunteers have been operationalized to act as a link between police and women in distress. Construction of toilets under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has had a massive impact on improving health and security outcomes for women. Through effecting the mandatory reservation of 33% seats in Panchayati Raj and other local and national institutions for women, and ensuring 26 weeks of maternity leaves for working women, which is among the highest globally, the Modi government has consistently shown its commitment to India's women and their importance in the nation's progress.
Towards ensuring financial inclusion in the country, the Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile trinity has proved to be a game changer. From ensuring the last mile delivery of various government services to its citizens, the JAM trinity has proved to be an enabler in transforming India's digital landscape.
Recent years have seen a technological revolution in governance in India. Government services are accessible to citizens even in the farthest corners of the country. Last mile delivery has been ensured with the click of a mouse. Digital payment transactions have consistently been increasing. The key enabler in India's transformed digital payment landscape is the JAM Trinity, Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and Mobile.
हमने जनधन बैंक अकाउंट, मोबाइल फोन और आधार आईडी की एक जैम ट्रिनिटी, JAM ट्रिनिटी बनाई है। आप सोचिए, इसे एक क्लिक पर करोड़ों देशवासियों तक डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर DBT संभव हुआ।
The Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is one of the biggest financial inclusion initiatives in the world. Launched in August 2014, it provides universal banking services for every unbanked household in India. Aadhaar, the flagship product of the Unique Identification Authority of India, is a simple but effective method to verify individuals and beneficiaries based on their biometric information. Jan Dhan accounts, Aadhaar and mobile connections have together laid the foundations of a digital India where a vast array of government services are directly available to citizens with enhanced ease of access and without need for any intermediary. Digital payments have been accorded the highest priority by the Modi government to bring every segment under the formal fold of digital payment services. India today leads the world in real-time digital payments, accounting for almost 40% of such transactions. UPI has been another revolutionary product in the payment ecosystem. Launched in 2016, it is today the most popular tool to carry out digital transactions. It has given a boost to small businesses and street vendors as it enables fast and secure bank-to-bank transactions, even for considerably small amounts. The success of UPI has enthused other countries as well. In February 2023, India and Singapore launched cross-border connectivity between UPI and its equivalent in Singapore called Pay Now for low-cost and faster cross-border transactions. By 2026, India's digital payments market is estimated to go up from $3 trillion to $10 trillion. Digitalization has also helped the formalization of the economy. Around 8.8 million new taxpayers registered for the GST between July 2017 and March 2022, contributing to buoyant government revenues. In addition to India's UPI story, Indian entrepreneurship is also making waves globally. From an emerging market till over a decade ago, India has consolidated its position as one of the fastest growing markets for tech companies in the world. India today is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world with over 100 unicorns. In just the year 2022 alone, 42 technology-led startups joined the coveted Unicorn Club. One of the major thrusts of the Narendra Modi government has been to boost entrepreneurship among Indians in order to make the country financially Atmanirbhar. In order to develop a vibrant ecosystem that nurtures innovation, the Centre launched the Startup India initiative on 16 January 2016. The initiative has been a roaring success, with startups rising to over 90,000 from just over 400 in 2014. The startups cover diverse sectors, expanding from IT services to healthcare, education, travel and tourism, agriculture, etc. To enhance ease of doing business and attract private investments in the startup ecosystem, over 50 regulatory reforms have been undertaken since 2016, propelling India to 40th position on the Global Innovation Index in 2022 from 81st in 2015.
Our startups are changing the rules of the game. इसलिए मैं मानता हूं, startups are going to be the backbone of new India.
In addition to fostering innovation and facilitating investment, The Modi government has undertaken path-breaking reforms to transform India into a leading global manufacturing destination. The Make in India initiative, launched in 2014, has brought in record FDI inflows. The year 2021-22 recorded the highest ever FDI at $83.6 billion. On the back of economic reforms and ease of doing business in recent years, India is on track to attract $100 billion FDI in the current financial year.
Agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. Its share of contribution to the GDP has been 15 to 20% over the past 20 years. India's food production has been on the rise. Agricultural exports crossed $50 billion in the financial year 2022. Placing agriculture at the epicenter of Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Modi government has consistently focused upon the empowerment, upliftment, and welfare of the farming community in the country.
Since taking charge in 2014, the Modi government has implemented several policies, reforms, developmental programs and schemes for achieving higher income for farmers directly or indirectly. In 2015, the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana was launched with the motto, Har Khet Ko Pani. The Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana and restructured weather-based crop insurance scheme were launched in 2016 to provide comprehensive crop insurance coverage from pre-sowing to post-harvest losses against non-preventable natural risks. Another scheme, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana, was started in 2019 to ensure better income for farmers in the country.
While inclusive growth and increased use of technology has been the hallmark of a Modi government in the last 9 years, Prime Minister Modi has established his credentials in the area of reformative action as well. Riding on the mantra of reform, perform and transform, the Modi government has brought in various reforms in several sectors. We take a closer look at some of these reforms which made their mark in the last 9 years.
GST के तौर पर
The Modi government has enacted some big-ticket reforms, the need for which was felt for decades but was sidestepped by previous governments due to lack of consensus. The first on the list is the biggest tax reform, GST. On the 1st of July 2017, at the stroke of the midnight hour, India entered the era of New India by implementing the biggest economic reform of the century in the form of goods and services tax. GST was a revolutionary step that not only simplified the Indian taxation system, but also contributed to the economic development of the country. Other wide-ranging reforms include the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, labour law reforms, and liberalisation of foreign direct investment in sectors such as defence, civil aviation, railways, coal, mining, and e-commerce.
कौशल और सामर्थ्य से भरे अपनी मिट्टी के लिए कुछ कर गुजरने की भावना से भरे नौजवानों को तैयार करने में बड़ी भूमिका होती है हमारी शिक्षा की, हमारी शिक्षा व्यवस्था की, हमारी शिक्षा परंपरा की। आज देश के पास 21वीं सदी की जरूरतों को पूरा करने वाली नई राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति भी है।
In the area of education and skill development, the new education policy is widely expected to be historic on many counts. The NEP addresses the country's expanding developmental imperatives and proposes that all aspects of the educational structure be revamped to create a new system aligned with the aspirational goals of the new era in education. With a clear emphasis on access, equity, inclusion, and quality, the policy ensures holistic development of learners, advancing them with 21st century skills.
Under Prime Minister Modi's leadership, several efforts have been undertaken to transform the Indian military into a much more modern, youthful and Atmanirbhar force. A host of initiatives have been undertaken to equip the military with state-of-the-art weapons, equipment and technologies made by a self-reliant industry.
Continuous efforts to increase defence exports in line with Make in India, Make for the World vision have borne fruit as many countries have shown keen interest in Indian platforms. Record defence exports have transformed India from a defence importer to an exporter. A major reform, Agnipath, was rolled out to build a youthful and tech-savvy military to meet future challenges. Border area development, Nari Shakti, expansion of National Cadet Corps, and new Sainik schools to instill patriotism among youth have also moved forward with renewed trust from the government. The Modi government has also been lauded for its befitting response to every misadventure on the border. From surgical strikes against perpetrators of cross-border terrorism to abrogation of Article 370 and a firm stand against border incursions by China, the Modi government has showcased a decisive stance, keeping national interests supreme. India under Prime Minister Modi has also been distinctive by adopting a neutral position on the Russia-Ukraine war that has deeply divided the world. It is this strength of the Prime Minister that makes him one of the most powerful and popular leaders in Indian history. His popularity has helped him evoke a sense of responsibility among citizens about driving India's transformational journey. For example, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. By inviting people to participate in the cleanliness drive, the Prime Minister turned it into a Jan Andolan, making people the driving force behind change.
जन आंदोलन की ये भावना स्वच्छ भारत मिशन की सफलता का आधार है।
It is this optimism that has given Prime Minister Modi the confidence to set before the country an ambitious target of becoming a developed nation by 2047, the centenary year of India's independence.
ये सिर्फ एक भवन नहीं है, ये 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों की आकांक्षाओं और सपनों का प्रतिबिंब है। ये विश्व को भारत के दृढ़ संकल्प का संदेश देता।
The dream is big. The need now is to move forward with the resolve of 140 crore Indians. So that brings us to an end of this broadcast. Thank you very much for your time.